What's happening? Welcome. Appreciate you pressing on that play button. I am Willie. William, glad y'all go on. Join the play around here. Subscribe. Do not be afraid to do all that right there. Shout out to the veterans again. Y'all still is veteran this month. That's what's up. Y'all please remember go around to Pleasant Candles, pleasantcandles.com. Pick yourself up some real good. Boy, ain't nothing like being a good parent out here in these doggone street. Why? Because we really love our children, Willie. That's why it's great to be a good parent. You know, we'll do anything for our children. We'll raise them. We'll take care of them. We will remove them off earth. All that good stuff because we really love our kids. We have a beautiful baby who they said, a mother's being charged with involuntary manslaughter. Involuntary manslaughter charges for her 4-year-old son. For the death of a 4-year-old son. Let's go on and hear the story. Let's see what we got, y'all. Let's see what we got.
He was full of life. He was my everything.
Back at a vigil in May, Shaniqua Baskin mourning her son's death. She was driving her 4-year-old son, Jaquavius, unrestrained in the back seat when her brakes stopped working. She crossed over the median on I-75 near I-94 in Detroit, hitting another car. Jaquavius was ejected, found laying in the highway when state police got there. At the scene, Baskin failed a field sobriety test and told us this at the vigil.
I'm shooken up. I have my child on the ground. Of course I can't walk a straight line. I barely can breathe. Anybody that knows Shaniqua, they know Shaniqua doesn't drink at all.
Nothing has come out yet about her blood alcohol content after the crash. What did come out is that investigators say Baskin knowingly drove her car with bad brakes and with her child not properly restrained. Friday, she was charged with involuntary manslaughter and second-degree child abuse and given a big bond of $20,000 cash.
I think it's a lot with the first-degree child abuse. I think it's a lot. Now, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, when is a lawyer at a loss for words?
Defense attorney Todd Perkins is not involved in this case, but tries almost all of his cases in 36 District Court where Baskin was charged. He says she's being overcharged.
Based upon the press release that I'm looking at right now, this is not a criminal act.
Faulty brakes aside, what about Baskin allegedly knowing her son was not buckled?
It has to be conduct that was reasonably foreseeable that the outcome would be what it was. That's not reasonably foreseeable.
There is a bond redetermination hearing next week where Perkins thinks she'll get a personal bond, then released as the case moves forward.
This is a horrific set of circumstances with which this young lady's going to live with for the rest of her life.
At this point, there are no additional charges against Baskin for impaired driving, even after failing that field sobriety test after the crash.
So she failed the field sobriety test. They're charging her with involuntary manslaughter. That attorney is saying that they overcharged her. He may got a point with the overcharging. Voluntary manslaughter. But do y'all think that she should have been charged with anything? Maybe shorter. I don't know if she even got the reckless driving charge because they say that she changed lanes and she ran into somebody else. But y'all got to really think about it. Let's go back to the crash. Watch the video.
What did come out is that investigators say Baskin knowingly drove her car with bad brakes. And
I didn't know that was a charge. That your brakes bad, because if that's the case, millions of people, they need to be arrested right now because a lot of y'all drive around with bad brakes. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know that right there could be a charge. But
with their child not properly restrained.
Not properly restrained is the charge. Is a charge that can hold. Is a charge that should hold. You do not have your child properly restrained in a motor vehicle. That is against the law. Am I correct or am I correct?
And with her child not properly restrained. Friday, she was charged with involuntary manslaughter and second-degree child abuse.
Second-degree child abuse. She may can get the child abuse charge. Or no. Maybe it shouldn't fall under child abuse, but it should fall under child neglect because she neglected to restrain her child. Yeah, we're going to go with neglect. Neglect should have been the charge. But then I got to back it up because they said that the baby flew out.
Of course I can't walk a straight line. I barely can breathe.
I can understand I can't walk the straight line thing. Hold on. So if this is the vehicle, they said the baby flew out the car. So the baby flew out of this back window? So was it anybody else inside the car? Why is the baby in the third row? So in my mind, if the baby wasn't restrained, the baby just playing inside the damn car. In my mind. Now for her to switch lanes and she got into an accident, this kind of lets me know that she changed lanes. She was coming over. She was not watching her 9. And that car came from this side and boom. But if the child was thrown out of the car, ejected from the car, y'all know how fast she had to be going for the child to be ejected out of the car? This here, she on the highway, so obviously she doing what, 55 or better?
Everybody know Shaniqua, they know Shaniqua doesn't drink at all.
She spoke about Shaniqua, which is her, she's Shaniqua. She spoke about Shaniqua in the third person. If anybody knows Shaniqua, baby, you Shaniqua. But you speak in third person.
He can breathe. Anybody that knows Shaniqua, they know Shaniqua doesn't drink at all.
Nothing.
Oh, so you don't drink at all. Now, was you like a little sick or something? Was you on like some NyQuil? Was you on some antihistamine, something like that right there? Because that you can fail a sobriety test by being on NyQuil. A lot of folks, we don't know that. And we be caught slipping out here in these streets.
Nothing has come out yet about her blood alcohol content.
And we got to stop being real adults, like real grown and stuff like that with these damn baby hairs. They call baby hairs for a reason. And we not, or y'all not baby. Well, hell, you actually is baby. Because I do call y'all babies, but y'all know what I mean.
After the crash, what did come out is that investigators say Baskin knowingly drove her car with bad brakes and with her child not properly restrained.
How did they determine that quick that she had bad brakes, or was this after the investigation, or did they recognize that she had bad brakes at the scene of the crime or at the scene of the accident? And if they know that her brakes was bad at the scene of the accident, then her shit was real bad, like horribly bad.
Friday,
like grinding metal to metal type bad.
She was charged with involuntary manslaughter and second-degree child abuse and given a big bond of $20,000 cash.
I was just finna say, when they say, and given a big bond, $20,000, and then she said cash, I was like, all right. Because typically with the $20,000, it's a $2,000 bond. You know what I'm saying? But they want they want the whole thing. They don't want half. You can't put something on it. You can't wait till Friday to go on to pay the rest. No, they want the whole thing.
I think it's a lot with the first-degree child.
And I ain't seen one of these Ford, damn it, I forgot the name of these cars, but it's the Ford station wagons. Yeah.
Abuse. I think it's a lot. Now, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, when is a lawyer at a loss for words?
Yeah, they may have overcharged.
Defense attorney Todd Perkins is not involved in this case, but tries almost all of his cases in 36 District Court where Baskin was charged. He says she's being overcharged.
Based upon the press release that I'm looking at right now, this is not a criminal act.
Faulty brakes aside, what about...
Do we want to say that if it's not a criminal act, then it should be, or we need to turn it into a criminal act or change the law to it being a criminal act for child neglect? Well, hell, child neglect is a criminal act because it is a crime, because you can go to jail for child neglect. So it does fall under a crime, don't it? No, something like that.
About Baskin allegedly knowing her son was not buckled.
It has to be conduct that was reasonably foreseeable that the outcome would be what it was.
It has to be reasonable, foreseeable. Well, hell, that is reasonable, foreseeable if your ass get into an accident and your child is not restrained. It is easily foreseeable that you or your child, whoever not restrained, can be ejected from a vehicle. That should be easily seeable because we see it happen to a lot of people.
It has to be conduct that was reasonably foreseeable that the outcome would be what it was.
Well, you can't reasonably foreseeable know every time that you get in an accident, but it should be on your mind where it's a possibility that my child who is not restrained can be ejected from a car if I get into an accident.
That's not reasonably foreseeable.
There is a
I
bond.
guess he may be right. He's the lawyer. I'm not. But I'm just trying to think. It should be reasonable, foreseeable when we know that this happens when children is not restrained. We know that adults get ejected from vehicles. There's always a possibility that a adult can get ejected from a vehicle if you get in a certain type of accident. So it should be reasonable, foreseeable if you is in a motor vehicle. Damn, I should be a lawyer.
Redetermination hearing next week, where Perkins thinks she'll get a personal bond, then released as the case moves forward.
This is a
Shout out to this mama though, man, because and this is a Ford Flex. If I'm not mistaken, that's the name of these right here. Ford Flexes.
I'm shooken up. I have my child on the ground. Of course I can't walk a straight line. I barely can breathe.
Now, as soon as you get like in an accident, if the police is not already on the road, it's gonna take the police a while to get around them. Say that she was shooken up, and I do understand, like your child just died or something like that right now. But with the amount of time that it take the police to get around them, at least 20 minutes. Let me not say it, because I can't say whether you should be able to walk a straight line or not, because you just lost a child. So let me just leave this mama alone. Shout out to the mama. It's a sad thing that what happened to your baby, but you have to be held accountable. You should be held accountable. You should not be held accountable. Just in my mind. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this right here. Listen, because your actions, decisions. The decision to change lanes was on you. You was not paying attention to traffic when you switched lanes and caused the accident. So everything is your fault. And I know ain't nobody in your life gonna tell you, but you caused your baby's death. I know that's hard to hear. I get it. But we like for people to keep it 100. I may be the only one keeping it 100 with you. If you ever get to see this right here, I'm the only one who gonna say it how it needs to be said, and you cause your child's death. Now let me know what y'all think. I'm out of here, man.